Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Marvin, and today for the first time we have a lady on my channel. So she's going to tell us about her immigration process, how she was able to get her study permit approved, and mind you, she was refused twice, so she got it on the third attempt. So stick and stay and let's listen to her story. Okay, so I'll let her introduce herself and then we'll continue from there. So who are you?
Okay, so my name is Jacqueline Acha. I have a degree in petroleum engineering from UMAT, Ghana, and I am reading environmental systems engineering and management at Memorial University now.
Okay, so Jacqueline, tell us about like your school application process. Was MAN the only school you applied to? Which other schools did you apply to? What documents were required of you when you were applying for your program?
All right, so I applied to MAN first and then University of Dalhousie. And the requirements for MAN I remember so well. For Dalhousie, because I was refused, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I read petroleum, as I stated earlier, in Ghana, and so for them going to read civil engineering with them, they gave me reasons why I don't fit into the program. So I don't remember the documents I sent. But for Memorial, I remember I had to use my WASI result. I had to go back to the school for my result.
Okay.
I had to you had to like submit 2 references. So one from my school, my professor from UMAT, and then one from my workplace, my boss then. And yeah, what are they?
CV.
Yeah, your CV and all those like documents that like the previous videos the guys talked about. So it was quite similar.
Yeah. So yours is a course-based program as well,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
I actually wanted to do a thesis-based program, but then the hassle of going through looking for a professor and everything was taking time, and so I wanted to do this fast. Like I applied December, I think 2021.
Okay.
That's when I applied to MAN, and they got back to me around April 2021.
Okay. So I think yours took long because December, January, February, March, April, wow, 4 months.
Oh no, I think it was in January it came.
So you applied in January and December and
then in January or something it came. Yes.
Because I know like they get back to you like for course base is faster.
Yes, it was in January it came, and I had not even, you have to submit your transcript again. You have to email one to them or something. There was something I had not even emailed it. I had requested it from the school for the school to email it, and then it came that I already got in it, so I didn't even submit those documents. I was like, it's okay for me, so I didn't submit those. It was very fast. I was so happy, and I kind of focused on getting into MAN, and so I deposited the security deposit, and then I started with the immigration, because they kind of encourage you that if you are coming in September, you should start your immigration processes early. So I started the challenging phase.
Okay, so that's the next step we'll talk about. So coming to like applying for your study permits, you were refused twice.
Oh my god. So it wasn't easy.
Just take us through like the refusal. Why were you refused? What did you do wrong? And like on the third time you did the application again, and then what did you do?
Okay, so for my first time, I went through, I thought I had researched enough. I went through consuming a lot of YouTube videos, started my application, the forms to fill and all those, your police permits and everything. I went for them, and then I think there was a part in one of the forms where you put your tuition. I didn't know it was a first year tuition. I thought it was my tuition, so my whole tuition fee, which is around 27,000, I put everything there. And so for them, I think if they have to multiply it by 2, they were thinking multiplying 27 by 2. It's a lot, so it didn't match my bank statement. And mind you, I had like enough proof of funds, and so for me, this first application should go through because there's no issue. Obviously I didn't have money. I didn't use any of my accounts. It was my daddy's and my brothers. I have brothers, so that's what happened. And then I was refused in like a month later. And it was that generic reason they give to everyone. Oh, that you don't have strong ties, like your financial. Then I was like, what? Because I kind of listened to people and they were like, oh, we use this amount. But then I use like ×2 and ×3 some people that have their permits, that had their permits. And so I was like, oh my God, it can't be the money. So a month later, they got back to me with a refusal. I didn't sleep. I kind of felt they didn't understand my study plan. So what I did was I restructured my study plan and put it in again in 2 weeks' time without any change in whatever I did. So that same mistake I made on the first one, I was still on it and I submitted it. And that one in 18 days they got back to me with a refusal. And it was the same thing. And I was like, no, why? I was crying like then I read somewhere about the GCMS notes, so I was like, oh my God, let me take an opportunity of this and then find out the exact reason, because it didn't make sense. People heard of the money I use and were like, no, they can't refuse you based on that. Like, you have way enough money. And so I had an auntie here, so I asked her, you can't apply for GCMS notes from outside Canada, so someone who is in Canada will have to do that for you. So I asked my auntie to do it for me, and then in a month later they got back to me with the exact reasons why they were saying. So finances, they kind of explained why everything, and so they were like, oh, you don't have strong ties, you won't come back together, and I'm the only girl, you feel like everything that concerns your family. So I have 5 brothers and I'm the only girl, and you are leaving Ghana, they feel you don't come back. They gave me all those reasons in the GCMS notes. And so this time I decided to, the third application, the reason I applied for the GCMS notes was to know their reason, their concerns, and I addressed them. So my third time, I took my time. I was refused, like this whole refusal, the 2 times was like close. It was until April or so. So I got the admission in January, April, like I had already been refused twice. And so from then I took my time until July. That was when I gathered like proper documents, like did all those correction on it. Now I put exactly 1 year fee on it, and then and then put it in July, early July. And they got back to me. Like I had done upfront medicals. Can you imagine? I had to do medicals twice because the other one had to expire, and then I had to police report. I did it 3 times because it expired. Like I think I did it twice too. It had expired. The first one I did had when I put me in my application, I had already applied for it. I was so ready, like it was crazy. And so I had to do them twice, but then I had to do it to get here. So, and I think they updated those documents. I was like, oh my God, it will be positive. I waited because I was supposed to start school in September, and in July, August, early August, 2nd week in August, that was when they got back to me. I was like, I've been approved for it, and I was like, oh, it was my happiest day in Ghana. In Ghana, that was the day I enjoyed a lot. And I was so happy. I was so happy. I remember shouting around, so happy. And so I started. They requested for
your passport.
My passport. I sent it via DHL. I didn't have to go out. I was in Takwa, like going to Accra. So the very day, I think it was a Friday. I went to DHL. When I got there, I think their van had come to pick something, so it was fast. Picked it to Accra, and it didn't take time for it to get back to me. It was less than a week. I think it got back to me very fast, and then I started the preparation to come. I got to Canada, I think on the 15th of September. So I had like not even a month, like weeks to prepare, but because I had already prepared, I was so ready for this. I just left. One thing I did differently after I was refused twice was I kind of involved the school. I sent a very long email to them and told them that I've been refused twice, and they asked me for everything. the GCMS notes, I sent it to them, everything. I wanted to involve them because I was advised by an agent who was unwilling to take up my application. I wanted to give it to an agent at the third attempt, but he was so unwilling. And so I decided to do it myself with the school's immigration officer. Mind you, every school has an immigration office that can help you with your application process and everything. And so I use them a lot. Now I write my letters, I send it to them. Even the one my daddy and my brothers wrote, I had to send it to them for them to review and tell me that, oh, ask them to put this, ask them to put my explanation letter. I sent it to them for them to review it. So I think they kind of helped. They kind of helped me structure it very well. Probably I was doing those things wrongly. And so I put out a very strong application. Even me, after I put it in, I realized that this one they can't refuse me. So if they had refused me, I would have taken them to court or something, because I learned you could take them on if you fail, because I took my time. Imagine from April to before I put it in July, so I took my time to do it. You just have to take your time. And then I read somewhere, I think the immigration office in the school told me that they are there to give us the permit. They are not there to refuse us. I should put that in my head and just do the right thing. I should just address everything that their concerns. You don't have to kind of give them any form of doubt. If you do, then you can't say that, okay, I have this money, but then they take that money from your sponsor's money, and then your sponsor will have nothing on him. They won't give you. They'll think, oh. And one of them, okay, I didn't tell you this, with their second refusal, because I was refused first, I was like, okay, what was wrong? My fine, because I was using 3 sponsors, my financial document was my daddy's cocoa farms, everything, his buildings, everything, an asset, anything he could sell and get money, I added it for the third round. So my first documents were bulky, and compressing them it took a toll on me. So I was like, okay, so why don't you transfer your money in this account, in this very different bank, into this account? And that was it. When the GCMS notes came, they told me that for the second time I had deposited chunks of money that they didn't know the source. Not like they didn't know, because the names were the same, but I didn't tell them where the money came from, you see. So I kind of gave them doubts that I took money from somewhere and posted. So in this, my third one, I had to explain to them that, so again, I was addressing their concerns in the GCMS note that, okay, they should check the name from this account to this account, and it was because of this reason and that reason, that's why I wanted to put them in one account so everything will become and that was it. So I think the third application was no doubt the best. I took my time and I addressed their concerns. I didn't give them any form of doubt until they gave it to me. It was even more than 2 years. I was shocked. But today I was speaking to your friend and he told me that, oh, he knows someone who was given 3 years for the study. And so it's possible he can be given 4 years. You never know.
That's interesting. So tell us about Canada. What has surprised you the most?
I think I should tell you about the airport questions. What was it? Immigration questions.
Immigration questions.
I'm so scared because people on YouTube kind of scare you. I feel it's nothing. You shouldn't be scared, right? There was a guy in front of me at Montreal. That was my first point of entry. So there was a guy in front of me, and then there was this man shouting on him that, oh, why are you coming to Canada? And then the guy couldn't I feel you should be able to say the reasons why. He couldn't even talk. I think he was scared, because people on YouTube kind of scare people, because it's nothing really. Yes, I realize YouTube videos you watch, you'll be they can send you back and all those things. It's not true. Just be yourself. You have reasons why you wrote a whole SOP and all that. So the guy was asked to go sit somewhere and I'm the next, but then luckily for me, I was not going to that same person, that same man. I went to a lady. When I went, she just asked me, so which province are you going to? Then I told her, and she was like, oh, welcome to Canada. She just touched me.
She didn't ask me any question.
Oh, nothing. That's all. Which province? Nice. And then that's it.
I think it depends on like the immigration officer you meet.
Because the guy was with that man. I think that man was unreal. And the guy too couldn't express himself. Like I felt he was asking you why you are in Canada. You should know.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
I'm here to school. Like say something.
You've done the whole process.
They said he wasn't the only one. There were a lot of students sitting there. I was just so happy that I wasn't asked to sit down because I would have missed my flight and I was already frustrated. Like there was the whole story about like after that process, my flight being delayed. It was a whole thing. Like I think Mommy should tell them I have a YouTube channel. So they should hop by.
So I'll tag it like in the description, so you can also go and check out her page as well.
I don't have videos yet, but very soon we have like juicy stories about the whole process and everything. Yeah.
So lastly, tell us about like the Canadian education. How have you seen it like so far? How different is it from what you are used to, like the Ghanaian education?
I think I like their education, like the system so fast compared to Ghana. I felt Ghana, we didn't have a lot of hands-on, like going to the lab and all those things. I'm reading environmental systems engineering, and then I have lab works, like you kind of have hands-on of everything. It's not just theory. Again, in Ghana, we're used to like going for lectures and having a lecturer like teach you. I like the fact that this place they kind of give you projects to do. You kind of have to research. I think I learned researching here rather than in Ghana. Research and writing papers, like it boosts your confidence. Like that's one thing I like about them. You don't get to do a lot of exam. You rather write papers. Like it's so cool. And it's not just for masters, even for undergrads. Like they do the same thing. They have every term they have 10 papers to write for every courses, and which is so good. I feel Ghanaians should do that. Our education system should be structured around that, where they encourage you to fish out like information rather than being spoon-fed by lecturers all the time.
So guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope you can learn a thing or two from her story, because it was an interesting one. If you've been refused before, don't give up. Keep trusting and just make sure you correct all your wrongs. So thank you for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do well to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to like, comment and share the video as well. So thank you, and see you another time. Bye.